Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this April the 12th, 2026. I'm hoping everybody had a great Sunday out there. So far, everybody had a great Sunday evening. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather. Cut your own weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be taking a look at the storm system move across the country. Also, take a look at your local forecast for Monday and Tuesday. Also, take a look at the current watch and warning advisory map. Also, we're going to take a look at the severe weather for day 2, 3, 4, and 6. And also take a look at the current radar across the nation as well. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe, and also make sure you tell your friends, family, neighbors, whoever to subscribe to the Mike Bass Weather Forecast channel so we can get on up there to at least 1,000 subscribers. But first I'm trying to get 700, and then we'll go to the 1,000 subscriber mark as well. I greatly appreciate everyone who has subscribed to my channel so far. Make sure and thank you for tuning in, and also thank you for supporting the work I do as well. Alright, just want to throw that out there as well, and thank you very, very, very much for support my channel as well. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get the show on the road there, folks. And, we can see here we got a storm system across South Canada. You can see some activity there stretching over into Maine, portion of New York State, stretching back toward West Virginia, Tennessee, to Wisconsin, to Missouri, all the way down into Louisiana, Texas, all the way down into Mexico. Got another storm system moving to the Baja region of California, also over into Arizona and Mexico. And then got another storm system up here around California, Nevada, Washington, Oregon State, Idaho, and Montana, bringing some activity there as well. As you can see, the southeast still remains dry, and most of the moisture will continue to just funnel right across Mexico to portions of the Ohio River Valley, the northeast. But the southeast, you will still be under dry high pressure, so not expecting any precipitation for you guys for several days to come. So alright, let's move on into your local forecast now. We're going to take a look at your Monday outlook now. I should roll out something like this here across the board. Okay. Alright, you can see we got a storm system coast to coast here. We got shower activity from New Brunswick to Maine to Pennsylvania to West Virginia. Then we got thunderstorms and showers from northeastern Mexico into Texas to Arizona, Oklahoma, all the way over to Ohio, up here around Ottawa and Toronto, Canada. Also into areas of Lake Herring, Lake Superior, northern Michigan, all the way through Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, through Montana, South Canada, over here in areas of Idaho, Nevada, California, Arizona, Colorado, you included, portion New Mexico. Got some severe weather and flash flooding and heavy rain over portion of Texas. More severe weather possible up here in Minnesota, Iowa, and also Wisconsin. Got some freezing rain and mixed precipitation in North Dakota, South Canada. Got some critical fire weather in South Dakota, Nebraska, and also Wyoming, Colorado. Also into New Mexico, also portion of Oklahoma and Kansas. Then we got more mixed precipitation in Mexico to Arizona, California, Nevada, Washington, Oregon State, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, a little bit in the California mountain chain as well. So, and you can see the southeast still remains under dry high pressure. So that's the area that looks to be dry for several days to come, from Virginia to Florida to Louisiana. So you guys will remain dry for the foreseeable future. Alright, otherwise expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for the remainder of the local areas. Forecast areas, that is. Alright, let's move on into your Tuesday forecast now. And it should roll out something like this here across the board. Okay, we got thunderstorms and showers from New Brunswick to Maine to Pennsylvania to West Virginia, Ohio to Michigan, Lake Herring, Lake Superior, Wisconsin, all the way down to Iowa to Arkansas, Oklahoma, down into Texas, and more portions of Mexico. Shower activity over here in Wyoming to Colorado, New Mexico, South Dakota, Montana. Also up here around northern Lake Superior, South Canada, Minnesota, North Dakota. We got severe thunderstorm possible from Texas to Missouri to Iowa to Michigan to Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. Then mixed precipitation over here in portion of Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, Arizona, portion of Nevada. Also in Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon State. Got some shower activity along coastal areas and slightly inland areas there in Washington, Oregon State, Northwest California. Got some heavy snow pockets of it in Washington, Oregon, and Idaho areas as well. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Tuesday. Alright, now let's move on into the current watch and warning advisory map. You're located across the nation, and it should roll out something like this here across the board. Alright, We got winter storm watches in effect for Washington, Oregon State. Winter storm warning, winter weather advisory, frost advisories, and wind advisories over California. Wind advisories over here in Nevada, Utah, portion of Arizona. Also into areas of Colorado. Red flag warnings for southern Arizona. Also into North Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, also Kansas, also Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, portion of Iowa. Also got special weather statements there as well in portions of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma. Then we got more special weather statements in portions of Iowa, Illinois, portions of Indiana, Kentucky, Virginia, Georgia. Red flag warning is also in effect over here in Alabama, North Georgia. Flood watches and flood warnings and flood advisories over southeast Texas and central Texas. More flood watches over northern Michigan, northern Wisconsin. And let's see. And we got some blow and dust advisories over here in areas of Illinois. Alright, small craft advisory from Maine all the way down to Virginia coast, South Florida, Florida Keys, a little bit over here along the California coast, a little bit around the Alaska region. Inland Alaska, we have some winter weather advisories in the purple and winter storm warnings in pink. We have some flood watches and advisories along the Hawaiian chain island as well. Alrighty, and also got some flood advisories up here in portion of North Dakota and Minnesota, and some more flood warnings in effect for Wisconsin, Iowa, also Illinois, Indiana, and also some hydro issues in portions of Kansas. And a severe thunderstorm warning just popped up here in portion of North Texas. Alright, let's roll on into the severe weather perspective of the video. Should roll out something like this here across the board. Alright, this is day 2. We have an enhanced risk up here around Minneapolis, stretching into areas of Wisconsin. Then we have a slight risk in the yellow there, and then we have a green area, darker green. This from Fort Sioux Falls to Detroit. Marginal risk then from areas of Tulsa down just east of Fort Stockton. Marginal risk. Then we just had general thunderstorms from Idaho to northern portion of Arizona, New Mexico, back into North Dakota, through Texas, all the way far east as Buffalo, New York, and Bowling Green portions of Kentucky. Alright, tornado probability should roll out like this here. The highest chance of an EF2 tornado or greater would be up here in portion of Minnesota and Wisconsin, and also 2% in the green across that area as well, and also straight from Oklahoma into Texas. Damaging winds should roll out like this. We have 5 and 15% up here across areas of Minnesota. Yeah, that's damaging wind. Yeah, this damaging winds here. 5 and 15% up here across Minnesota. Also into Wisconsin, over toward Michigan. 5% in Oklahoma and Texas. Large hail should roll out something like this here. You can see the highest chance of golf ball to baseball size hail will be across areas where the red, yellow, and brown slashed areas up here in areas of Wisconsin, also into areas of Minnesota, Iowa, and also portion of Michigan. And then again down here, 5% slashed area in Texas and Oklahoma. Could be some golf ball to baseball size hail in that region. Alright. Now let's move on into the day number 3, which is Tuesday. That was your Monday forecast. This is Tuesday. Alright, we have a marginal risk from Texas all the way over towards New York State, and also towards Burlington, Vermont. And then we have 15% of Abilene all the way toward Fort Wayne, Milwaukee, Chicago, Pierre, and also portion of Kansas City. Probability rolls out like this. You can see the significant severe weather looks to be from Texas, 2 areas of Wisconsin, also Illinois. And it's refreshing. We'll get to that in just a moment. Let's get back to it here. As soon as it refreshes, there we go. And you can see 5% over here around New York State, also portion of Pennsylvania and Ohio. But you can see where the significant severe weather will be from Texas to Michigan. Alright, day number 4 should roll out something like this here across the board. Alright, 15% risk from Waco to Minneapolis, Chicago, and Milwaukee. I mean, not Minneapolis, Milwaukee. That's what I meant. Milwaukee, Pierre, Hannibal, all the way down to Waco and Dallas, Texas. And day number 6 from Fort Steele to La Crosse areas as well for day number 6. And there it is right there. Alright, here's a look at the radar across the nation. And we'll show you where the precipitation is falling across the nation. and then we're going to wind up the video here. Okay, got a little bit of activity down in Montgomery, Mexico. You can see around Dallas, Houston area, a little bit in Arkansas, also towards St. Louis, Missouri, Chicago, you included, Boston, Massachusetts, over toward northern New York State, Ottawa, and Toronto, Canada, South Canada. You can see activity out here in Montana, Wyoming, Utah, California, also Arizona and Mexico, Oregon, Washington State, Idaho. You can see some scattered activity there as well. The rest of the area looks to remain dry at this time. So, alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like these videos, share these videos. We'll catch you back in the next one. Have a wonderful Sunday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got.